Alright, what's up YouTube? I'm Uncle 40 here. We're not going to beat this market watch into the ground this week. There's not going to be a lot of immediate changes in the market, though the Twilight Sworn stuff just did get announced this morning, so we're going to kind of look at the adverse effects of what I know. So first off, we're going to be talking about link format, all that other fun stuff in this video, so buckle up. Gofu just got straight fucked this morning in Japan. Actually, it was yesterday. The card went to 1. This card had an attempted buyout. You're looking at, they were like $3. Now they're back down to 2. Right or Gofu, I guess, kind of needs to be. I get why they were hyping this thing for link format, because the card's pretty fucking good. Being able to just generate 2 tokens and proceed off with your combo is very crucial to the lot of today's metagame to ensure that you can play the game the way you need to. I don't think that this card should be beyond $3 though. Not for now. Next up, Dandelion. So, Battle Pack Mosaics, $1. Duelist League rarities coming in at 2s, like we would expect. Ultras coming in at 2s. Not a lot of real change here. Kind of just scrolling on along. Then you're like, hey, there's a page 2. What's going on down here? Alright, so every Dandelion is not super spicy. And even the ultimate rare is still only at $25. That's not terrible at all. With it being an AP04 card, no. If you guys have a Dandelion, I mean, you should have picked them up when they were 15s, to be honest with you. And I agree that I should have picked up one at 15, but still not terrible by any stretch of the imagination. It's definitely link format, yeah, has the potential, but I wouldn't invest in it. Scapegoat, oh god, I can't believe people, like, what are you doing? Duelist Leagues coming in at 2 to 3. The heat resistance of this thing, though, is the fact that someone thought it was going to be a good idea to buy out the super expensive ones, which are the reprinted ones. And I don't know why you guys, you like buying out high rarity cards. Yeah, Retro Pack, $199. There's only one on here. Hell, even the fucking Hobby League ones went up. Like, congratulations, we did it. Here, if you guys have Hobby League goats, sell them. You're rich. True Kings, these things just continue to just go up. Oh boy, now we're looking at Scapegoat. Anyway, True Kings, they're still going up. 7s a piece all day long. It never fails. Like, there's so much hype around these cards in themselves that it's absolutely just ridiculous. Next up, looking at Fusion Enforcers. Man, this set blew its shit out. These things were $50 last week on Invocations. Now look at them. We're finally down to 43. Macabas dropping down to 28s. These things aren't 30s anymore. Magical Meltdowns finally underneath the $4 mark. Krakens, Instant Fusions coming in at 2s. The set is not what it once was. We've come a long way. I think a lot of people started to realize that yes, these were very hard to get in terms of rarity. However, with the way that the set has been shaping up and the metagame, Invoked just isn't strong enough to compete in today's metagame, and it's just a sad reality of things. But the time to move them is now. If not, you're going to be sitting on them. They might re-rise later like Necros did, but for the time being, I definitely... We're past our prime at this point in time, and it's very unfortunate to say that, because I like Invoked as an archetype, but the fact that Macaba's once per turn, it's hit or miss. Alright, next up. So the limited release of Raging Tempest came out, and wow, just look at Barrage's fall. I remember when these were $75 a week ago. Do you guys remember? Broad Bull finally breaking underneath the $20 mark. Drident being less than Broad Bull, which actually is very shocking to me as a player, because you'd figured the better card would be more money. But Broad Bull is a generic rank 4, essentially, with regular requirements. So in the long run, this card will probably continue to see play. Actually, it's really good for Yasenjus. I don't know why I really need to say that, but That grass looks greener coming in at 20s. And then Foolish Burial Goods coming in at 15s. Not a lot's changed here. Same thing with Ice Bell, still floating where she was. Full Force Virus, $8 still. Theseus, same thing. Still floating in at where they should be. I definitely expect the zoo stuff to go lower, especially with Japan recently destroying it on their list. A lot of the OCG market's not going to be in the business to be picking up a lot of the extra stuff that'll be floating around. And it's very unfortunate to say that. However, you know, if you guys knew picking up zoo at this point in time would be a bad investment if you intended to keep it for the long run, just because card prices would be going down over time, and it looks like that's come to pass. Next up, Solemn Strike's been creeping up. Actually, these were like 30 a week ago. They've gained a whole dollar. That's not a lot in terms of market gainability, but this card's been a staple for the format. Card only has 2 printings. We don't know if we're going to get another printing anytime soon. It's very unfortunate, but for a card that is a mandatory 3 of in a lot of builds at the moment, I know a lot of people are going to D-Barrier over this, and that is something else to keep in mind, that D-Barrier is still very much a card. Alright, D-Barrier. Haha, go! D-Barrier is still coming in at 70. Oh no, D-Barrier's broke under. You can get one right now for $67 if you've been holding out for some reason. D-Barriers are under 72 now. They are. Wow. Finally, such a good card. I'm afraid to actually click this too. Desires actually are underneath 45 now. These things were 50 quite some time ago. Now look at them. You guys, once again, like, if you guys were sitting on Desires with the intention for them to go back up, it's not going to happen. You know, look at D-Barrier. They're under 70 now. Core staples in the format, the longer the format goes, they just tend to go down. It's very disappointing. Alright, this will be like the one light sworn card I'm going to talk about in this video, because we've been following this 4 weeks. And I'm afraid to see how much the first editions are now. First edition near mint, 83. I see no other first editions. You can get a light play for 70. Only 2 first editions on the market. That is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, first editions were already hard enough to get, but $80 for charge? The fuck out of here. This is a card that actually looks like it had an attempt to buy out. Someone on Zodiac told me to look into this. So somebody over here has 178 copies of this card. It's not like you didn't inconspicuously think this would be a good idea to buy these out. There's not a lot of these on TCG Player. This is actually kind of interesting, but these are reprint sets, so I kind of expect that. The original ones still have 20 available from sellers. This card has no reason to be hyped. It's just something interesting that someone was like, it would be fun to buy out Barrel Behind the Door. Someone also mentioned to look at Ultimate Atlanteans, because we always look at the Mermails. You're still looking at $55 on Ultimate Dragoons. Nothing's changed. Still looking at $30 on your Marksmans. Nothing too extraordinary over here. It's always as it's always been. Zenmayo did have that buyout we were watching last week. As I mentioned, there were only 5 of them on the market. Now this card is $30 fucking again. Wow. This card has not had a reprint. It's from Order of Chaos. I don't know what a lot of the TCG market would be expecting from this. It is also a generic rank 5, so if someone wanted to buy out cards, this was one of the ones they went after. Next up, the Blockbuster Soldier. Actually, these things they're not as much as they were. Ultimates are under 7, finally, unless you're looking for mint. And then the Ultras, these are actually about near the same for a little while. But these have fallen, so I mean, I get collectability and things like that, but it's not what they were, unfortunately. Sanctum's also hitting underneath the $40 mark. Fucking finally, we got there, so I don't have to listen to the community complain about Sanctum being overpriced. So very happy to see this finally. This card should not have been that hyped, but this is one of those cards that comes in and out like a fad. Necros also just wanted to pull up for a quick little snapshot here. 33. Valks are under 35s. Trishlas are under 20s now. Brionics look like they're going back up. I believe these were sitting at like 11 last week. He's gaining momentum, scarily enough. Trishla is getting the reprint in the Duel Saga next week, but unfortunately this thing didn't really get affected. Still sitting at $24. I think it's always going to be like $24. Per order, looks like it's been on the steady rise as well, according to a couple of people. It is getting a reprint, but still, you're looking at $4, depending on what version you want, or you can just wait for the reprint, like a sane person should. Next up, Chaos Ember Dragon, another piece of that snapshot. Evidently, this is getting the reprint Dual Saga. Ultra Rares coming in at 15, Ultimates 30. I'd get the Ultimate, it looks better. And Secret Rares coming in at 25. Damn. It's one of those things. DR2 Ultra, my bad. And then, of course, the Lost Millennium's coming in at 6. Gotta get that fancy one, though. Gotta get the ulti if you're gonna play it. Rescue Cat, once again, another piece of snapshot. Coming in here, 25 still on Supers. So ridiculous. Just wait for the reprint if you want the fancy bling. Next up, Storming Mirror Force. I believe this is almost near the end. There's only a couple more things to talk about here. Look at this. This is because of TCG hype at the moment. This card is a massive side card. If you guys have these, please consider unloading them ASAP. Save yourself some money. Do not think this card will go up anymore, because I don't think it will. The Mirror Forces seem to rotate in trends. There'll probably be a set of cards that are going to rotate, much like Valor, Max T, all the other hand traps. Keep that in mind when you are looking at these. Next up, Terratop. Guys, we did it. It's under $9. You can get the Star Foils and regulars for $5. Don't buy Supers anymore. And last but not least, MX Saber Invoker, fucking still $65. We did it, guys. That is Market Watch for this week. Obviously, we do not cover everything in these videos because I do not know everything that's changing in the market. There's a lot of cards out there. Obviously, please communicate with my audience. Please check out House of Champs and Mega Capital G as well for all of their Market Watches that they do throughout the week. We only do this on Fridays. I hope you guys have enjoyed this weekly segment. Remember, like this video if you guys want more Market Watches, and I'm out. Deuces. That's not all, folks. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Please check out my Cardfight Vanguard channel, VanCole40. You guys will get an insight in our playtesting sessions. And please check out the Zodiac Duelist TV Twitch stream. That way you guys can follow the House of Champions and MCole40 interactions. Please check out MCole Games for all of your guys' trading card game needs. And if you guys enjoyed this content, please check out my Patreon in the description. Every bit helps to the creation of these videos. One step at a time in improvement, and that's the goal of this channel. Alright guys, have a good time, and thanks for watching.